Hello everyone, welcome to Pharmacology Shorts. This is Dr. Shubham Jaju and now I will be covering about the class 3 antiarrhythmic agents, which is the potassium channel block. Before getting into the class 3 antiarrhythmic agents, let's talk about the normal physiology. So this is the action potential curve of the normal heart tissue. This is phase 0, 1, 2, 3 and 4. In the phase 0, it is a rapid depolarization phase where the sodium comes inside into the cell. And next comes the phase 1 where the potassium goes outside. And next it is the calcium going inside into the cell. It is a phase 2 and it is also called as a plateau phase. Then there is the repolarization phase where the potassium is going outside the cell. So in this phase, this potassium channel blocking is acting. So as the class 3 is acting on the potassium channel blocking, so what will happen? So because of that there will be prolonged repolarization, which means there is increase in the effective refractive period and even the action potential duration is prolonged. By increasing this effective refractive period, there is suppressing of the tachyarrhythmias, which is mainly caused by the re-entry mechanism. So these drugs are mainly used for re-entry antiarrhythmics. What are the drugs? Amiodarone, Bretillium, Sotalol, Dronidarone, Dofetilide and Ebutilide. This Sotalol is even coming in the class 2 antiarrhythmic agents. Now the most important drug of this class, which is the Amiodarone. It is an iodine containing long acting drug and it is having multiple actions like potassium channel blocking, sodium channel blocking, beta blocking, calcium channel blocking. So it is having all the classes actions and it will decrease the conduction and decrease the ectopic automaticity. It is indicated in all the arrhythmias because it is having all the actions, but as it increases the QT interval, so it is not given in Torsades de Pointes, which is TDP. This is the mnemonic for remembering the amiodarone. A stands for antiarrhythmic action. M, it is having multiple action. I, because it is having iodine. O, it is mainly given orally. D, duration of action, it is very long because the TF is 3 to 8 weeks. A, the action potential duration and the effective refractive period is increased. R, it is given in resistant atrial flutter, ventricular tachycardia and recurrent ventricular fibrillations. On prolonged use, it causes pulmonary fibrosis and neuropathy can occur. I, it causes corneal deposits. So now coming to the pharmacokinetics, dosage and the adverse effects. What is the pharmacokinetics? It is having variable absorption from 35 to 65% as it is given mostly orally, and the onset of action is taking some time, like from 2 days to several weeks. It is metabolized mainly by liver by CYP3A4 enzyme, so it is having a lot of interactions. And duration of action, it will take from weeks to months as THAF is 3 to 8 weeks. What is the dosage? Dosage is 400 to 600 mg per day for weeks, for few weeks, and then the maintenance therapy is 100 to 200 mg per day. What are the uses? It is used in ventricular and supraventricular arrhythmias and nodal and ventricular tachycardia, atrial flutter, atrial fibrillation, WPW, Wolff-Parkinson-White tachyarrhythmias. So it is used in mostly all the arrhythmias, and as it is having broad spectrum efficacy and it is having low pro-arrhythmic potential, so it is given for prolonged use and it is mostly preferred. What are the adverse effects? This is having thyroid abnormality. It can cause hyper and hypothyroidism. How it can cause both hyper and hypo? As it is having 40% iodine, so it will cause hyperthyroidism, and as it will block the conversion of T4 to T3 peripherally, so it will block the thyroid action, so it will cause hypothyroidism. Even it can cause photosensitivity, peripheral neuropathy, lung fibrosis. As you can see this diagram, it is the diagram of the lung fibrosis, and this is the first photo is of the photosensitivity reaction, and it can cause lung fibrosis, liver damage, cardiac depression and corneal microdeposits. So this last photo, it shows the corneal microdeposits. How can we remember this? T2PLC, like Telangana Police. TPLC, 2PLC, easy to remember. What are the contraindications? It should not be given in pregnancy or either the female who is going to become pregnant. Even individuals with sinus bradycardia, AV block, second or third degree heart blocks, even in the patient with a depressed lung functions. So coming to the other drugs, what are dronedarone and ibutilide? Dronedarone, it is the non-iodinated congener of amiodarone. So the iodine part is not there and rest everything is same. And it does not interfere with the thyroid function because the iodine is not there, and it is having more beta blocking action, and half-life is 24 hours, and it is used in atrial flutter, atrial fibrillation, and even supraventricular arrhythmias. Along with that, it does not cause peripheral neuropathy and photosensitivity too. And coming to the ibutilide, it is used mainly IV, and it converts the atrial fibrillation, atrial flutter to sinus rhythm, and it is most effectively acting in atrial fibrillations, and Torsades T pointers might be a risk. Thank you. Please like, share and subscribe.